Hello, and welcome to My Chemical Romance Long Live the Black Parade Tour lore presentation, specifically on their two festival dates and European leg of the tour this year in 2026. This presentation does rely on you knowing all of the previous lore, and I do have videos on all of that. But just to catch you back up to speed, we saw the Black Parade undergo the MOAT release work program, including the Clerk slapping Gerard on stage and the misleading execution. Then we saw the MOAT prequel, where the band is being brainwashed and is imprisoned. And now it seems we're taking up where we left off, where Gerard graduated from the MOAT. He moved on from the withered and silver costume back to the gold costume, and now we're in that original shiny red stage setting. So first, we've just got a content warning, as always, fake violence. Now let's get into it. This presentation, I'm just going to go by date. If you saw my previous ones, I kind of give the overview of the story, and then I'll maybe get into the finale dates where things really pick up. But with this one, there's just so many changes, and you already know the story, so I'm just going to go over the dates. So, first, we have our return in May at Rockville Festival in Daytona, Florida, or as Gerard will say, Daytonia, Florida. So, first, I just want to point out the logo above the stage here, where the centering of it does resemble the 2025 stage setting, and the rest of the stage is the original stage setting. But I think it's interesting the way they went through all that effort to put their logo on top of the Rockville logo. Then, during the laying of the wheat, the dictator is rolled onto the stage in a wheelchair, which is new, and he is a fake mannequin, which we've seen before. And then we have Sylvia singing the anthem for us on the main stage. Here's the greeting.
Well, look who it is! You again. I'm gonna get some water. I've never been to Daytonia before. It's beautiful, it's quite a beautiful place. We are, how they say in France, Le Black Parade. So nice to meet you. We came all the way from drag, please make some noise for the Drag National Auxiliary Band. Thank you so much. And the man of the hour, his Grand Immortal Dictator. So handsome. What's up? He thinks you're handsome too. Seek honor! Bring death!
I love when he says he thinks you're handsome too. Then we have the first note brought on stage. The clerk comes up and delivers that as he would.
If anyone is driving a Bays Mercury Villager license plate heading in 26 Season Thomas, you left your headlights on, your car is probably going to have a good battery. Thank you.
So normally Gerard wouldn't read it all. There are a couple exceptions to that, but here we get a notice about a car with the headlights out. Then after Welcome to the Black Parade, there's no execution, but Gerard does declare that somebody has dirt on their uniform.
You got dirt on your uniform. For what? Who cares?
Who cares? And again, before House of Wolves, Gerard brings it up.
Look at you. You've gone and done it again, you dirty your uniform. It's dirty. I'm not going to give you another uniform. You know this, right?
Interesting. Then here's the slap. So the clerk delivers a second note to Gerard. Gerard rejects it and is punished. And then we get into the song Mama. So Gerard sings that first part, and before he gets into that dagger verse, he tells us about his friend the gentleman.
So I was in New York City, and I needed a cab, because I needed a cab to get to a telephone, and that part's not important yet. The important thing is I needed a cab. So I waved the cab. I go, come on, man. It's raining and shit, you know. This cab stops. After about 5 minutes, these cab finally get in. And I get in the back of the cab. There's a gentleman in the back seat already. He wasn't very tall, but he was finely dressed. I said, what are you doing here? He said, what are you doing here? I said, I have to go home. I said, where are you going? He goes, nowhere. I just like to ride in the taxi all day. And then he leaned close. He said, come close to me now. Just a little closer. And he whispered this in my ear.
And then, of course, Gerard sings the dagger verse. After that, then we get ready to count in Sylvia for the remainder of the song. And Gerard references the fact, it seems, that she was their nurse in the MOAT.
Sylvia! It's nice to see you, Sylvia. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Yeah. Woo! Thank you for coming. Don't hit me. Anyway. Alright, so Sylvia here is going to help us sing into the song. We're going to count her in, basically. It's like a showbiz gimmick thing. It's real easy to do. But before I start, is everybody ready? I'll do it again for effect. Is everybody ready?
I'll do it again for effect. And then after the duet with Sylvia, I noticed Gerard will do something crazed, normally laughing or screaming or saying no. In this instance, it's laughing. So here's that. Lovely. Then during sleep, Gerard reads a book, just like he did in 2025. Nothing particularly notable at this date. And then he's forced to put the jacket back on and is relatively agreeable. Then, of course, the clown comes on stage during the end and stabs Gerard. Before the stabbing happens, though, here's their side hug.
If you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, you could.
Oftentimes, they look at each other and mirroring each other during that line, so I think it's interesting they side hug some of the times. And then after Gerard is stabbed, they don't stay down. And to me, that's just their festival thing. That's their time constraint to get off stage in time to return for B-set. So here you'll see briefly Gerard crawling away.
Getting the smile.
The clown keeps going after them. And then after the clown blows up, there's a laugh track, actually. Interesting. So that was Rockville. Now on to Sonic Temple, which is also a festival, this time in Columbus. Again, the logo up here, so similar setting to the previous date. Also, Dictator in a wheelchair wheeled in during the anthem again, and Sylvia singing on the main stage. And she's actually rushed on stage to do the anthem. It doesn't feel as, like, prepared. also say she and Marianne's dad definitely don't like each other. She always swats at him when they interact. Then here's our greeting.
Oh, dear me! I've had quite the jog around the stage, and I'm breathing very heavy. Columbus, how are you?
Columbus. Then this is the first time Gerard says this, as far as I'm aware. He says that they're the 52nd Regiment of the Black Parade.
And we are the 52nd Regiment of the Black Parade!
Interesting. Here's note number 1. We have another, like, announcement readout moment.
Along with tonight's festivities, we've got some birthdays to announce. Happy birthday to the following: Daniel Bergenson, Clementine Rivera, and little Jimmy Bowman, who's turning 9 years old. He loves cars, fire trucks, monster trucks, garbage trucks, and dinosaurs. Your ice cream cake is waiting for you in the Buckaroo Pavilion, and it's melting. Happy birthday.
I noticed there's a fixation on birthdays in some of these 2026 dates that you'll see. Then there's no execution again, probably because it's a festival, although we do see Gerard lift up a yay-nay sign briefly and just look at it and put it away. And we also have this interesting moment around that same time.
Thank heavens that giant penis didn't make it on stage.
The reason they say this is because there was a giant inflatable bouncing around the crowd that was dangerously close to making its way on stage. Then, before I Don't Love You, Gerard is very excited about the phone lights.
Yes! With your phone! With your telephone! Light this shit up!
Then, note number 2. Gerard gets a mouthful of paper. Then, you know the deal with Mama. Here are some jokes, which is a callback to the MOAT prequel storyline. This doesn't usually happen in this. I like to think of it as the show stage setting.
It's lovely to be here with you all tonight. We came all the way from Canada. We had loads of show now. Serving drinks and cocktails and the likes. You know what I'm saying? We told a lot of jokes and we broke a lot of hearts. But we're here now with you.
Then, of course, mention of the gentleman.
My bestest friend in the whole world. The gentleman. Hi guys. He looks like he doesn't talk much, but he does. He talks all fucking day long. But when I first met him, he said, come close to me. Come close. I said, why? He said, I've got.
Then Gerard sings the dagger verse. Here we are with Sylvia coming in. And then after their duet together. During sleep, Gerard reads a book again, not as notable. It will be at later dates. And then the jacket being forced on is not quite so easy this time. The clerk has to get the guards involved, which is pretty unusual. Then we're getting closer to the end again. So Gerard's been stabbed, and again, because it's a festival, won't stop crawling. You can see the clown on the phone there. That was a great view of Gerard crawling away. Then, of course, the clown blows up at the end of the show, and at this particular show, you can see the clerk being dragged away. This is very interesting to me because the show puts so much effort into removing the prisoners from the B stage, on gurneys, and really convincing the audience that they're really dead. So the fact that we can plainly see like guards assisting the clown in walking away, whereas like if he was out of character, he'd just get up and move, right? So it's clear that this is in character and there's a point to this, and I feel like there's a reason we need to know he's alive, and I don't really know what that means. Like he could just be in poor condition and die later after this, his character. But he could just be fine, like maybe in the canon, they're not actually dying. Like we can clearly see like the blood pack coming out of his sleeve. Like there's no effort to really conceal that. We've been able to see that since the beginning. So I don't know what to think about that, but we do see more similar instances to this in future shows. And this is a completely new aspect as far as I'm aware. Like I look back at 2025 footage and we can never see them exiting the stage, Gerard and the clerk. We can't see them exit the stage. They keep it too dark. And in the MOAT prequel, they're covered with a sheet and wheeled away on the gurney. So it's harder to interpret, but this is like, it's clearly they're being walked out. You know what I mean? I feel like nobody understands the significance to this, but there has to be something with this. Now, we're on to the Europe tour after those 2 random US dates in May. So first up is Liverpool. And now we have the actual like proper logo at the top of the stage, whereas that festival one was smaller and not red. So now the stage is in all of its glory and original. We also have the original rules, such as reading more than one has written is strictly forbidden, and we also have those wanted signs. And an interesting detail, the wanted signs do warn us of state removals and executions in Kapashka. Nice detail. So before the show, we can see the clerk and the secretary on stage. Previously, we've only seen the secretary in the MOAT prequel, so now she's coming with us onto the big show stage. You could see like a staff member fell over and the secretary seemed very threatening and the clerk was defensive. Then we an anthem. We have a live dictator now again, and the secretary supervises the clerk for the entire show right from the beginning. And Marianne is back and does the anthem for us on the B stage. So also during the anthem, while Marianne is singing, you can see the secretary on the main stage supervising everybody. Here's the greeting.
We are the 52nd Regiment of the Black Parade. We are supported by the Drug National Auxiliary Band. And we are here in support of the most handsome man alive. Please put your hands together and make some noise like our lives depend on it. He's Grand Immortal Dictator. Yes, sounds good to me. What say you? Have some fun? Sure, how about it?
Beautiful. I love that they have some fun making the dictator kind of site-specific some of the times. Then here's note number 1. Someone in the audience got it, and it reads, "This page is blank." Blood. Then the podium is delivered to the stage, and Gerard removes his coat right in front of the secretary. And then, as we get ready for the execution, we see the prisoners being walked on to the B stage in character, and the audience, of course, has the yay-nay signs. And their reason for being executed, apparently they're really bad people.
Team effort. Fucking England. When you came in today, boy, I haven't had any water. This song's really entertaining. It gets better the more you listen to it. Over and fucking over again. Oh, please. Because you gotta stay hydrated. You know about that though. Anyway, you came in today, got one of these, right? So one side says, yay! Everyone says yay! The other side says, yay! Alright. You guys have democracy or something like it, right? So we're gonna practice that right now. See these people over here with the hoods on and the jumpsuits? They may have been through at some point, they could be from the prison. Who knows, we all dress the same there. Apparently they're really bad people. I'll take their word for it. So what we're going to decide right now is if they live or if they die. So, if they live, you don't want them to die, you put the nay up. That's how this works. Let me see the nays. Impressive! Let me see the yays. Fuck yeah. Alright then, let's do this. Roll please. Ready? Aim. Fire. That's a bunch of fucking dead people right there. That's it. Pick them on up. Get them the fuck on out of here. I don't want what you're selling.
Also, after the execution, he seems to revel in it having taken place.
Didn't that feel good?
I think it's interesting, even the secretary casted her vote. And while all of that was happening, Frank was just giving us the 6-7 move.
Fuck yeah.
Beautiful. Here you can see the prisoners being walked out on the gurneys, like I mentioned. Lots of detail to convince us, of this story. Then note number 2. The clerk seems very afraid and desperate for Gerard to comply, and I think it's interesting. The clerk previously had stuffed the note in Gerard's mouth to punish him, and this time Gerard elects to eat it as his way of acting out. Then, during the song Cancer afterwards, Gerard burps. It was a huge meme at the time, and it's hilarious. There's debate over whether it's intentional. I think it's totally possible that it's intentional, because a lot of effort is made to make light of the sadder songs on the album during this tour, as a part of the drag propaganda of urging everyone to be strong and, and ignore their emotional side. That's kind of, drag is like the antithesis of positive mental health, basically. So I do think it's lore relevant that Gerard burps during Cancer. Then, of course, the whole mama deal. Gerard tells us a short story.
Hello! How are you? How are you? You feeling better? Looking quite well. I'm gonna tell you a story. It's a short story. Trust me, it's a short story. We were in jail for something like 247 years, and after a while, you're there for a long time, you start to meet people. Oh, I got this little dude, he was the coolest. He was the coolest. He gave me extra gruel when he didn't want. I don't think he ate very much. I think he was running out of plastic or whatever. One day he says, hey. I said, one day he says, hey. I'm bored of playing dice. No more dice for me. I said, what do you want to do? He said, I want you to lean real close. I said, okay. He said, I'm gonna whisper in your ear something special for you. He said, I've got.
Thank you to the gentleman for giving Gerard his extra gruel because he was too small to eat it all. And then during the song, Gerard and the clerk dance together. I do think details like that are important. It's demonstrating that Gerard and the clerk are still friends with each other, despite all the brainwashing they just went through in the MOAT. Because in 2025, it seemed like the brainwashing had done its job, at least on the surface level, because they really didn't act like friends. But with this Europe tour, it feels like they're doing a lot to demonstrate to us that they're still buddies, just like they were in the MOAT. They're still having their little playground game kind of moments together. I love that move he pulls like he's a vampire or something. Just slow dancing. Very nice. And then, since Marianne is here now singing for us this time, Gerard mentions Marianne being back with us.
We have Marianne back with us, and we're sure happy to see you, Marianne. Are you happy to see us? Sure you are.
Interesting. This is her first appearance in 2026. Then, during the sleep reading time, Gerard tears out a page from this Sea History magazine. And someone in the crowd actually received it. So here's the portrait of the random sea guy. Then, of course, the jacket is forced back on. And then during Disenchanted, Gerard says there's beauty in the light.
There's beauty in the light. In the light.
It reminds me of when he had said at a previous date that Paris is beautiful at night. Then, of course, the stabbing. The clown seems to be gloating while Gerard finishes off the song from the ground. And, of course, he takes his phone call. He seems very casual, like he's just doing his job, it's whatever. His attitude about having done the stabbing seems different across the dates. And then during Blood, he makes fun of Gerard again. It's like the Family Guy meme. Lovely. Then, yay, explosion. So the dictator claps after the clown blows up, and we can see the clown exiting the stage alive, as I mentioned earlier. And that is Gerard. So, I mean, interesting. We return to the normal setting, and Gerard is walked away by guards, and the clerk gets up. And like, he's clearly in character. He's like making a show of getting up and everything. This stands out to me. Now on to Glasgow, our second European show. Interesting. The stage set is just slightly different. The only thing that has changed is that the logo is now in the MOAT prequel logo, where it's green and it's off to the left instead of being red in the middle. This is like the major piece of this show that relates to the MOAT, though. So I saw online the show was just about to start when the power went out, so they had this guy come out on stage and play bagpipes, and then they let him continue playing the bagpipes during the laying of the wheat, which I think is wonderful. And while that goes down, the secretary shuts down the clerk's whimsy, which is frequent throughout the European shows. Dang, no scarf allowed. Then Anthem, Marianne sings from the main stage for some reason. And here is the greeting. Also, I just want to point out in this picture, the scar that Gerard has on their face is super different. It had previously been 3 higher up on the cheek, and now it's 1, kind of down towards the jawbone.
Over here, we have the drop National Auxiliary Band, a red telephone, some wheat, and the man of the hour. The most handsome man voted 27 times in Drag Red magazine, and the reason we're here today. Please, put your hands together and make some noise for his Grand Immortal Dictator. We thank you. My parents thank you. Now, shall we continue?
My parents thank you. Then note number 1, look at this. These two guys are buddies. They're happy to see each other. But the note says this page is also blank. So just like last time. They're complimenting each other. And he's like, oh, okay, we gotta be business here. But he lets Gerard have his water first before taking the note. The secretary's like, get on with it, dude.
Oh, goody. Oh, okay. Blood.
That's it. Is that his Jennifer Coolidge impression? Oh, goody. Now for the execution. Really, it's kind of an election this time again. So our second election in Drog history, the candidates are running against the dictator. Hello.
So what we're gonna do here is hold an election. These fine people over up on that podium right there, right between our Grand
Oh, nuts.
Immortal Dictator, and then another imposing looking, maybe black stand over there, right? We have elections in Drog, and they work really well. So these are our candidates that decided to run against his Grand Immortal Dictator. What's their platform? I don't know. But it's up to you to decide if we vote them in, or if we keep and remain our Grand Immortal Dictator, being our dictator, you know? I'm bending this up. Alright, so let's find out. What do you think? Spice bag. All right, now, who wants to elect these individuals? Give me a yay. I think they want a clean environment, something like that. Right? Wow, that's a lot of votes for them. Okay. Now, who wants to keep our Grand Immortal Dictator? Let me see. Yeah, it's a lot of them. All right. Well, they didn't win, but there's a consolation prize. Let's show them what they've won. Roll. Ready? Aim. Fire! That was the best election yet, I thought. What do you guys think? Now get them the fuck out of here.
So, with the spice bags, apparently there was a food truck there selling spice bags, and there must be a thing in Europe. And so it seems Gerard and some of the guys had an inside joke about it. And later that same show, during the B set, during I'm Not Okay, when Frank's supposed to sing Trust Me, he says spice bag. So it's a whole thing. But then after the execution, when everyone's waving for I don't love you, Gerard says to wave goodbye to the bodies of the prisoners.
Wave goodbye as we carry them away.
Lovely. Also during the execution, you can see Frank being really sassy and peeking through his fingers. Mikey is horrified. The band reactions are always great when I can find them. Then note number 2, the clerk really does not want to slap Gerard, but is forced by the secretary.
You're looking for a little bit. You're going to get him down. We want to bet to him. That's good. Yeah, because honestly, like, it cost them off. You pay for the gold something, and you get the money. I didn't pay for it, I just got it. Yeah, well done, you. I can respect that. What? Yeah. That's all I hear. Yeah, we're doing that. No, well, not next song because that's a fucking cancer. It's cancer. We can watch cancer blast. So we'll do it's cancer and teenagers. If no one's mostly teenagers, I'm just going home. I'm sorry, I'm not having that.
I think it's fascinating when I find really close footage like that, watching the aux band try to keep a straight face. And then you'll recall the burp from Cancer at the Liverpool show. Now we have the squawk. Now on to Mama.
Are you feeling better? Looking quite well. Well, it's nice to see you. We're here tonight to share you something. I've got a secret.
So no gentleman's story this time, but we do get this interesting, different version of that introductory verse. And then Gerard is very complimentary of the lovely Marianne.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence tonight, Marianne. We're sure glad to see you. Are you guys glad to see Marianne? She's so nice.
She's so nice. Then during sleep, crazy magazine update, Gerard is reading Modern Exterminator, featuring Corse, who, I can't read the first word, behind maybe the mind of Battery City's most unorthodox scarecrow. So, interesting, huge Danger Days tie-in here. Here's a clip of Gerard reading. You can see Gerard is kind of ticking while reading these materials, like maybe the brainwashing is kind of breaking up and being disturbed by whatever information he's reading in this magazine. The Killjoys were supposed to be teenagers, I think, so it makes sense if that could be in his past. Then, of course, the jacket. The clerk is begging once more for Gerard to comply. And then, after teenagers, Gerard says the clock is ticking. It reminds me of Chicago last year when Gerard kept saying tick, tick at various intervals throughout the concert. Then, of course, the stabbing, stunned by the clerk as usual. Here's a clip in the aftermath. It seems like the secretary is unhappy with the clerk this time and stomps away, and He's even like arguing with someone on the phone, so who knows what's going on behind the scenes there. Then we're on to London. There are 3 London shows, so this is the first one. We have original 2025 set again, with the addition of this banner at the top that reads "Strength through Labor, Honor, and Death" in Kapashka, and features the deer Drog logo. And someone apparently saw before the show the giant eye from the MOAT, and it does not feature in this show, but who knows, we may or may not see it at London too. So I don't know if this picture is real, but it could be, since they're at the same venue 3 days in a row. It could just be there a day early. Anyways, we have the rules. I think it is hilarious. We have a spice bag rule now, the day after, or the show after the Glasgow spice bag incident. Spice bags are now strictly prohibited by order of His Grand Immortal Dictator, forthwith. Hot dogs remain. We also have some new rules I'm not familiar with. Memories, and by extension, wet socks are a privilege. Those skilled in the art of golf must register their arms immediately. Arrange yourselves in orderly rows, from most powerful to least powerful. Magic in all its forms is unacceptable. Practitioners punished by death and/or mandatory state service unaided. All secrets must be stowed in approved containers, unavailable. If you've recently canceled an appointment, you may receive 1 credit of convenience. There is no pasta. Reactions must be authentic. If you are of a forest, old growth, you will be subject to additional inspection. Remain calm. Panic will be assigned. Stolen valor must be returned. Those keeping calm must also carry on or suffer a penalty of 40 pounds. Okay, so the rules are European specific if the currency is in pounds. Any weapons found in or around rocks or other elements are property of Drog. If you see something, don't say anything. So, we're getting into the show. We have Marianne singing our anthem for us again. And here's the greeting with our live dictator. I noticed in this one, Gerard makes this comment about, like, clap as if your lives depend on it. And this is a note that he maintains. I feel like it's a subtle threat of the authority of Drog.
Keep it going nice and loud. All right, main depend on it.
And then Gerard references the fact that they're the 52nd Regiment again, and makes a toast to regiments 0 to 51.
The 52nd Regiment of the Black Parade. But first, we shall raise a toast for regiments 0 through 51.
Lovely. Here's note number 1. The clerk is very happy to see Gerard. He says the birthday party, and apparently it was Frank's wife's birthday that day, so there you go. Then, welcome to the Black Parade. Gerard says once more into the breach, which is something they used to say quite a few times in 2025. Then the execution. So the reasoning for doing the execution this time is very bizarre.
So the thing is, in Gerard, we hold votes all the time. We hold elections. And these 4 individuals over here, since I know you guys like sports, let's talk about sports. We've got a sport in Gerard called Toss a Dog. How it works is you toss a dog, and then maybe the dog tosses you. If the dog tosses you further than you toss the dog, you lose. We have 4 losers right here. 4 toss the dog losers. And now we have to decide what happens to them. Do we spare them? Say yay? Do we execute them? Myself, the Black Parade, his Grand Immortal Dictator, invites you to take participation in democracy. If we execute them, yay! If we spare them, nay! There's always more red, but it is a really slim margin. There's always more red. All right then, my friend, roll!
And of course, they're executed. After which, Gerard tells the audience they've done an excellent job.
Excellent job, my dear people of London.
You could see Ray slow clapping in confusion. Someone online pointed out that the color of the sign is different from the originals. I think that's kind of interesting. Then, during I Don't Love You, Gerard tells someone in the audience that they look like a princess.
You look like a princess.
Then, note number 2. This time, the note says slap him, and we don't normally get note number 2, so it's interesting. We could see what it said. And so, as the note says, Gerard slaps the clerk, and they get into a slap fight. Then, during Mama, we again just kind of get a little verse. There's no story. And we have Sylvia here. I believe Marianne did the anthem, did she not? Let's go back. Yes, she did. Marianne did the anthem, but Sylvia does Mama. And Gerard is shocked and confused. I am fascinated by this transition from upset child, like screaming no, to, um, he's like, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he snaps to into this professional facade. Um, like, there was some kind of trigger or something to do with the brainwashing, like, commanding him to get out of that state. It's very interesting. And then, of course, after their duet together, he hoots and hollers. It's also interesting, the way he introduced her for this magic trick, as if he was still in the moat, because that was his thing in the moat, was they were going to do a magic trick and they were going to make her disappear, although they didn't actually do that. So there's this blending of worlds, this kind of transition out of the moat and onto the great stage. Yeah, it's interesting to see the transition after, what a stark difference it was seeing 2025 versus the moat earlier this year. Now we get to see that in between. Anyways, during sleep, Gerard expressively reads Classic Tractor magazine. Bro, is so bizarre. And we see some Heinrich, the skull, his friend from the moat. He seems to be listening to Heinrich speak like a shell from the ocean. Then the jacket, the clerk, once again, he's begging. It kind of came off like Gerard was asking to wear the clerk's coat, and the clerk was offended by that. And that's what triggered him to storm off, I think. Then we have Disenchanted. He's holding the gentleman, his best friend in the world. Yeah, and then he's stabbed. Here's the clown making his phone call. And at all three London dates, the secretary grabs Gerard up off of the ground. Oh yeah, the clown sprays her with blood, so she gets ticked off and storms away. Bros in his own world. Now London 2, let's get into it. So the eye is here. After all of the false leads and whatever, the eye is actually here from the moat. It is the normal setting. I'll show you in a moment. Here we have rules. In Kapashka, those of royal blood must declare themselves such to all of common birth. And so, here's where the eyeball comes in. First, before the show, okay, first I need to show you the clerk has a tiny chair for the gentleman. But after that, the clerk and the secretary are on stage, and the secretary drags him away by his tie. It seems she got angry with him for having whimsy and hyping up the crowd, and he is punished by being placed in the MOAT. You'll see in a moment, but he does not appear on stage for the rest of this concert date. And basically, the secretary takes over all of his duties, starting with the laying of the wheat. She's got the clipboard and everything. It has all the normal stuff listed on it. Marianne sings the anthem on the B stage, but we have Sylvia on the main stage. So last time it was Marianne during the anthem and Sylvia during Mama. Now they're both here, just on separate stages. And you'll see the eyeball up here. The clerk seems to be in the MOAT. He's in prison somewhere for sure, and he's just forced to observe the show from far away through this screen. And he's pretty funny throughout the show, just watching and reacting, like crying during cancer. He eats like French fries or something. It's wonderful. Also during the laying of the wheat, the dictator walks past with a Selfridges bag. Apparently that's a department store there. You'll see what was in his bag later. First, we have the greeting, of course. I noticed Gerard thanks the Ministry of Complementary Reconditioning, or MCR. I hadn't noticed him do that in a while, so interesting to see again. He also makes a reference to Toss a Dog from last time.
It's nice to meet you. This following program is brought to you by the Ministry of Complementary Reconditioning. And most importantly, it celebrates one man here with us tonight. The most handsome man in the world. Drop Red Magazine's most interesting man. 27 straight years in a row. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and make some noise like our lives depend on it for his Grand Immortal Dictator. This is his first tour of the UK. He's never been out around the world before. You know, he really likes the sample culture, things of that nature. Throw darts, toss a dog.
Throw darts, toss a dog. He also does the toast to regiments 0 to 51 again after that. We have note number 1, which reads, "No more friendships." And that seems to be one of the reasons the clerk is imprisoned in the MOAT or wherever he may be, because clearly the two of them have been friends throughout all of these Europe shows, and the secretary has never been a fan of that. How about that? You could see it seemed like Gerard was checking for the clerk in the beginning there, like, dang. Then the execution. So we saw previously they were carried out, the prisoners were carried out on gurneys, just uncovered. But here they have blind brand body bags, and Blind is the corporation from the Danger Days story. So fascinating. Like, this is the most blatant tie-in yet, in my opinion. Like, this shows me blind is in control, you know, like with the wanted signs and the magazine and stuff like that, it was clear that they're a presence in this timeline, but you know, it was unclear what exactly their involvement is with Gerard and the Grand Immortal Dictator and all of that stuff. But here we go, their spot, you know, they're on the body bags. So, anyways, the reason for the execution is that they did something very stinky.
Ladies and gentlemen of London, welcome to the 87th election of Gerard. 87th, 8th. We've only had 2, I think. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you see these 4 people over here? You see these 4 people over here? Well, I've been told by a very good source that they found something very bad, like very stinky. I'm not quite sure what it is, and I don't really care. It's not my job to ask. My job is to get you to hold up these signs that you got when you came in today. Let's take a look at this, okay? One side says, yay! Yes, the lotion of dark red. The other side, it's just dead. They say always done on black, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it's up to you people to decide what happens to them. Yo, I don't even have to fuck with this one. You guys want to do.
I guess he's pleased with everyone's votes. Here he is having.
You're making me look good. You're making me look real good.
And then, as I Don't Love You begins, he compares the audience to fields of wheat, just like he did in Tampa last year.
Fields of wheat. But the tail growing out of the wheat, it makes us strong. It makes us so very strong.
Nice. Then, also during the execution, we have Frank reacting, acting kind of scared, Mikey being very dramatic.
Aim! Fire!
And then note number 2 here, of course, the secretary delivers that to Gerard. That Gerard sings Cancer while holding Heinrich, his little skull friend from the MOAT. And then we get into Mama. So we have Sylvia on the main stage and Marianne on the B stage, and Gerard's a little bit confused by that.
What's the clock? What's the clock say? What's the clock? What's the clock say? Why are you here? Why are you here, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so very much. Magicians, singers, aristocrats, but a girl who when she sings, she can sing everywhere. I think it goes like that. We're gonna count her in for a magic trick.
It's interesting how he went from very agitated and transitioned into this like eloquent speaker, you know, amping up the audience. It seems to have something to do with the brainwashing. And of course, he's referencing the fact that he used to say last year that when Marianne sings, she can see everything, but he got the phrase a little bit mixed up in his confusion. Here's the duet with the ladies. And then Gerard says, "You're back."
You're back.
He also says that he never wanted to be a blackjack dealer anyway. It's interesting how there's some references to gambling in a few times.
I never wanted to be a blackjack dealer anyway.
Then during sleep, super exciting moment here, Gerard reads a newspaper with the Killjoys wanted signs all over it. It also says what's his next course of action. The audience in the recordings I've found goes crazy when the newspaper becomes visible. At some point, Gerard drops the inner pages of the newspaper and kneels down to collect them very messily. And even places the cover of the newspaper on his head. Then, of course, the secretary forces the jacket onto Gerard. Rebellious as always, despite how abusive the secretary is, as well as Sylvia. And then, of course, since the clerk is absent, locked up in the eyeball, the secretary dresses up as the clown and completes the stabbing. Could see she was very pleased, kicking her feet in the back there. And then, of course, she blows up, just like Clerk does. Once that's complete, the dictator claps, as he seems to always do when he's live, and we find out that this plush corgi was what was in his bag earlier. Then during the B stage set, so this isn't necessarily a part of the lore for London 2, but Gerard was wearing this skeleton outfit, and the only reason I'm telling you about this is because Gerard wore this in 2022 during Swarm Tour. So we're bringing back this element of Swarm Tour. I'll have more to say about that during London 3. So let's get into it. First, we have Save Your Tears for the Wheats on the secondary screen. And typical stage setting, Clerk is back, and Secretary is totally absent for the majority of the show, at least. While Clerk is back at his normal duties, though, we have both of the opera singers on the B stage here singing together. So last time they were on the different stages from each other. This time they're together. Sylvia's not very happy about it.
All rise for the Drag National Anthem.
And when Gerard finally gets on the stage, we see he's wearing this clear mask. The shape of it kind of resembles the Killjoys masks, kind of Phantom of the Opera. I've seen a couple of different comparisons out there. But what's most significant to me is that Gerard wore this clear mask during Swarm Tour in 2022. So, okay, Swarm Tour tie-in. There are elements of Swarm Tour that appear in this tour. Most significant is the secretary's outfit. Gerard wore that. So interesting. I think there's a lot of themes that Gerard likes to revisit that are significant to him, and I'm fascinated by these themes altogether. Anyways, here's the greeting with the dictator. We have a World Cup reference here.
We never forget a face, no matter what's happened to it. Tonight's program is brought to you by the Ministry of Complementary Reconditioning, courtesy of the man we are all here to celebrate. Tractor Magazine's most interesting and handsome man for 27 straight years in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and make some noise like your lives depend on it for his Grand Immortal Dictator! This man is excellent at everything. It's his first time in the United Kingdom, and he's having a ball. Over here, we got the Drag National Auxiliary Band. Please make some noise for them. Yes, make some noise. And for us, we are the 52nd Regiment of the Black Parade. A toast to Regiment Gerard.
Clap like your life depends on it. Then at note number 1, Gerard receives a birthday card from the clerk, and he very happily says that it's his birthday. And I guess in a way it is, because this show is exactly 1 year after the very first show of this tour.
I suppose you didn't notice. Oh, here comes Albert Einstein.
It's my birthday.
Then we get on to the execution.
For those watching at home, welcome back. All 4 contestants have made it to the final round and the final question. Contestants, for all the prizes, which of the following bands is older than the city of Gerard? Is it the Eagles? Is it B, Mannheim Cheese Loaders? Or is it C, the Black Parade? Mr. Governor? You're out of time. I'm sorry. But But you still won't go away empty-handed, my dear audience. As a consolation prize, what should these losers receive? Will it be A, a set of magic bicycles, or will it be A, the sweet release of death? All right, people, let's show them what they won. Roll! Ready? And fire!
Interesting. It's like Quizzo, the game show that plays during teenagers. Yeah, which band is older than Drog? Interesting. And the prize option that wasn't death was magical bicycles. Okay. Then on to note number 2. The clerk hugs Gerard rather misleadingly. Then during Mama, of course, we're up to some magic tricks again with our duetting ladies.
You're here at last. You're here at last. And it's time. It's time for a summoning. It's time for magic words and counting ins, my dears and drearies. Are you ready to try?
It's time for a summoning. And basically what he does is count them in. After the duet, then Gerard creepily says happy birthday. Then during sleep, Gerard reads this Balls magazine. Another wonderful World Cup tie-in, and he also rips pages out of it. After that, of course, the clerk asked him to put his jacket back on. And you'll recall at a previous show, Gerard asked to switch jackets, and that really ticked the clerk off, but this time the clerk just agrees. Gerard also continues to wear the clerk's jacket through Teenagers, which follows this event. Then, of course, during Blood, we have the clowns and the stabbing, but it's new to have two clowns at once. So the secretary was absent for the entire show, but as blood begins, she just shows up and joins the clerk. And they're also disturbingly happy to be stabbing each other, and it doesn't seem to hurt them.
Well, they encourage your complete cooperation. Send your roses when they think you need to smile. I can't control myself because I don't.
It's interesting how they kind of combine their acts here, because the secretary has been lifting Gerard up at the last two London shows, and then what the clerk did there, where he's wiping the blood across Gerard's face and kisses the top of his head, he did that at one of the 2025 shows where he puppets Gerard. So I just think it's interesting. They're kind of combining, and obviously this like imagery of them as twins is very like Gemini process manual. After they blow up together and the dictator claps, then we can actually see them getting up and exiting the stage. Kind of like I was talking about earlier, it seems intentional that we can see this. Then, now we're on to Florence, Italy. All those previous shows were like the great stage that I think of. Now we're back in the MOAT. And, you know, it's unclear what the timeline is. Are we remaining on the same path in time and they've been thrown back into the boat? Or is this kind of like another flashback, another prequel kind of thing? And we're looking back into the MOAT? I'm not really sure, but, you know, the clerk was thrown into the I prison just a couple shows ago. So the PPAR are back. This one says family visits are prohibited until further notice. So of course it seems like it's basically a typical day in the MOAT, and the most notable thing about it to me is that we're randomly back in the MOAT all of a sudden. But here's Frank flipping off the clerk when he's receiving his medication.
Hello, my friends, and good morning. It is another beautiful day and drag, a chance once more to get things right and push beyond our best. So, raise the sun and take your medication. Here is your session for today, and we will start by observing the drag national anthem.
Then, of course, the anthem pursues that, and the boys are pretty silly. Frank's really getting into trouble, and as the songs begin, he looks like he's falling asleep. Then, of course, the boys present for ID. Here they are assembling.
There's 14.
Komorska Boruchkiewicz i MOAT System Manager Brock Hive. Die Old Phantom Start Gerard. Kidnap, Komforsko, Ek. Obrać Komorska.
Good be here. It's nice to evening.
After that, we later see the podium being set up for Welcome to the Black Parade, and I spotted a little yay nay sign on top of the podium. They don't do anything with it, but we do see her. Gerard's then shoved up onto the podium, as is typical in the MOAT. After Welcome to the Black Parade, kind of leading into I Don't Love You, the clerk is seen serving the secretary. He's got a tray with flowers and tea or something, and she reads this newspaper with this like fifth dimensional geometric shape or something. There's a picture of Marianne, and here's Frank knocking over the vase. I think he drank the water out of it, and when he put it back, he wasn't very careful. Then, of course, Gerard and the clerk are awarded a gift for their progress.
Eto naszko, Utia, Progreszka i S. Adziv.
And you'll see that the clerk really wants the gentleman from Gerard, and Gerard doesn't want to give him up. It's interesting to see, like, the clerk doesn't want to be cruel, he doesn't want to behave this way, but the brainwashing is changing him. Then, of course, during Mama.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's really good to be here tonight with you all. Flying into the Catskills, it's not so easy, you know, it's like bumpy rides, really tall trees, really empty swimming pools, you know what I'm saying, right? I've got a secret.
Then, when Sylvia enters the stage to join Gerard in the duet, he talks about being magicians.
Magic. We do magic. We're magicians, right? And you're our assistant, right? And they're gonna help make you disappear, right? Alright, well I better show them the magic works then.
And, of course, after the duet, he wails. Then during sleep, of course, the boys are having their playground games, I guess. Gerard traces the clerk's body outline, and they play this bizarre game of tic-tac-toe on top of it. Here's the clerk telling Gerard to trace him. And after Gerard lays on top of the drawing, then we hear a robot voice tell us what the acronym for Phantom is, which we've heard earlier this year. And this is a good opportunity for me to remind you that the Secretary and his Grand Immortal Dictator are brainwashed. They've been in the MOAT and are pictured being reconditioned. So we don't really know who's in power. Then, of course, as this show makes its way out, the gurney is rolled onto the stage and the boys are cleared off. They're kind of like zombies, almost. The Secretary comfortingly pats the clerk. And then, of course, she hands the dagger over to Gerard. Then, after Gerard has repeatedly stabbed the clerk and removed his intestines, he has a little lasso moment with the intestines. And then after the alarm rings and this part of the show is basically ended, they're covered with a sheet and wheeled away. It's interesting how Gerard collapses. Like, he hasn't been injured or anything. It's not like how the clown blows up. So I'm fascinated by that. Then our final European show, Madrid. Here's the postcard. We're in the mode once more. Here's the band receiving their medication, and Frank and Mikey are mean to the clerk.
Play and drag. A chance. Once more to get things right and push beyond our best. So, greet the sun.
Then the anthem plays, and the clerk smacks Frank's booty.
Proud national anthem.
Then, before dead, Gerard says, "I can hear you," and it feels like this double entendre, like he's speaking to the audience, but it could be lore, like he sees something, I don't know. But he usually does not speak at this point in the moats.
I can hear you. But I can hear you. You're all right here.
Then the band's ID photo is taken. Gerard does receive a note from the Secretary, just like last time, that it seems like he's supposed to read, but I don't hear him saying anything either time. He just looks at it. Then, of course, leading into Welcome to the Black Parade, the podium is set up. At the previous show, I spotted the clerk like snatching Gerard's microphone away from him to get him set up, but this time Gerard just hands it to him.
To witness firsthand. So let's remind you, for a moment, exactly what you are, and the thing that you do best. The lesson is, a man knows how.
Then the secretary is served by the clerk again during I Don't Love You. Here he is with the newspaper and wiping up the floor. And the clerk also receives these tickets from the secretary, which we've seen previously in the MOAT. He's very happy about this. And then also around this time, Gerard's just having a little yay-nay snack, biting on the sign there. But back to the clerk serving the secretary, we also see Frank grab the rag from his pocket to wipe his face, as well as the secretary making him drink her tea. He really did not enjoy that. Then we see Gerard take the carnation from the clerk as well. So a lot happened during this little serving section. Then the gift for progress. It seems like the boys kind of switch roles here, where Gerard allows the clerk to have the gentleman, and then Gerard reads the postcard from the father.
A gift.
It's really not that bad here. You don't notice the smell after a few days. Sadly, there's nothing I can do for you. All my love, Dad.
After that, we get into Mama.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing tonight? It's a real long way, you know. Did we drive? There's my special boy. There's my special boy. I've got a seat.
He may be saying, did we drive? But it also sounds like, did we die? And honestly, both are relevant in the context here. Then he introduces Sylvia.
Hotter than hell up there. It's jokes. It's just jokes. It's jokes. You know? Oh, yeah. This lovely young lady right here is our assistant because we're magicians. She's totally not an evil fucking nurse at all. It's true. Yeah, we're gonna make her disappear. You wanna help? I'm gonna teach you the magic words, which are actually just not.
And it's just numbers, as he says. They count in Sylvia, and as normal, she doesn't actually disappear, although I'm sure Gerard's character really does want her to disappear. And then, as Phantom flashes on the screen, Gerard shrieks as always. Then during sleep, the clerk is traced again, but this time Gerard draws a bunch of arrows sticking out of it, just like the Drog logo, and leaves a little message for the security cam watching. And then after that part, the robot tells us what Phantom stands for again.
Pigs have apples, not tomatoes on Mars. Pigs have apples, not tomatoes on Mars.
Then during Teenagers, the clerk is wheeled onto the stage in a wheelchair, and he appears totally lobotomized. Then, the show is nearing its end. The gurney is wheeled onto the stage, and Gerard boops the teddy bear. Although the secretary is mean to the bear. He's very innocent looking. Here's the dagger handoff. I spent so long trying to figure out what's on Gerard's temple, and I think it's just confetti. And then while he's stabbing the clerk, the dagger breaks and the sharp part falls off. And then after he's torn the intestines out of the clerk, he feebly tries to return them and seems to regret what he's done. And that concludes Madrid. They, the alarm bell rings and the show goes dark. So, thanks for listening, and extra thank you to the people who requested this Europe installment on my Latin American installment video. I was really excited to see that, and I'm very excited for all of the US and Asia lore coming up. I'll be going to 2 of the US states and watching as many live streams as I can. I'm very excited about the lore, and I hope to reach a lot of the community who's interested in this as well. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.